Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Halo Championship Series Pro League Last Chance Qualifier. Strong side, we have one final match here that you've all been waiting for. It's Optic Gaming versus Elevate. The question of which squad will advance to the HCS Pro League. There's only one spot up for grabs. Only one team can emerge victorious.
This is it. This is go time. Your team needs to perform. But before we go into the match, let's take a look at the road of the winner's bracket today. We saw Elevate match up against Liquid in the winner bracket finals, and we saw Liquid secure their spot in the Pro League. But we also saw Straight Ripping get taken down by Crowd Control 4-0. And then the French Toast Mafia the French Toast Mafia was unable to make it through the series. I still love that team name, though. They played phenomenal.
That's right. Now, of course, Elevate and Team Liquid ended with Team Liquid knocking Elevate to the losers bracket. Team Liquid has earned their Pro League spot, of course. Congrats to their crew and everything that they had to go through qualification. They've made it, but now it all comes down to this, folks. This is the losers bracket finals. Elevate versus Optic Gaming. Only one team can emerge the winner and earn that Pro League spot.
It all comes down to this. Optic Gaming needs to be playing at their best performance. You heard Spartan say, if Optic is playing like they played earlier, they're going to lose.
Yep.
Elevate is going to crush them. So Optic needs to bring the hype. They need to bring the hype. They need literally, Naded, I don't know where you are, where you live. I want to hear you here in the studio. And from Elevate, I want to see you guys come in super strong. Yeah, you guys just played a series, but this is for the Pro League spot. Do not take anything lightly. Both teams, bring the hype. Yeah,
I think we're going to have both teams ready, fierce and ready to win. You and I were talking about it during the break. I mean, there's got to be so much pressure on these guys. The Optic guys, they've played in online LCQs before, so they know exactly what's at stake. Of course, Elevate, though, you look at Hines, Swiftkill, two players who have been playing for a pretty long time. Swiftkill really having a lot of success in Reach, and Hines you might remember all the way back to Halo 3. But Denoxide has been putting on quite a show as well for Elevate. Don't forget to let us know who you think will win this series. Go ahead, use the hashtag HCS and tag Halo and ESL Halo on Twitter. Let us know. Also, let us know in the Twitch chat who you have and the series score side. If you had to pick a series score for these two squads, Optic and Elevate, who are you going with?
If Optic is playing strong, I'm going to say 4-2. If they're playing the weaker side, I'm going to have to say Elevate in 4-2.
All right, so sounds good. We're getting ready to get into this match in just a bit. Sounds like the first match is starting, so we're going to be there in a second. Empire Strongholds will be game number one. And Strongside, what a fast-paced game type to kick things off with. This will be undoubtedly a wild ride as we get ready to go to Empire Strongholds. Next up will be Plaza Slayer, Coliseum CTF, and Eden Strongholds are your first four game types.
All right, who do you want to hop on board with starting out this match? Bravo.
You know, I have to say, the question is, can Denoxide continue to impress? That's what I want to know, and we're going to go ahead and find out right now because this match is getting underway. Kicking things off here with Denoxide on the Elevate side. Of course, they want to try to get that pit, and it looks like that overshield went in. I believe it might be Ace who grabbed that. They're going to go ahead and grab that bottom one, but looks like not just yet. Ace left bottom pit, so nothing's going to happen just yet. We're going to keep an eye on that. And Randa is now going to be controlling pit as Naded tries to push in as well. And looks like they're going to try to get this finally. You see on the other side, it's Optic getting blue base. And yes, indeed, Optic going for the offset start once again. Now Denoxide finally taken down. And so we'll go over to Ace, who's trying to stay alive down here in pit with a very sneaky angle. And it looks like the staggered Optic opening might go ahead and he didn't finish pit, finally goes back. And now he's going to start putting points on the board. So that's the second time, Strong said, that I have seen Optic opt, if you will, to not grab their base and instead put all efforts in bottom middle. And interestingly, they lost the initial battle, but they end up on top here with control, and they're about to tie it up. So interesting starting strats here from Optic, and they're sticking with them.
Yeah, and that's going to be one down for Elevate. Make that two down for Elevate as Ace pushes in to try and gain control of the red base here. Fighting a 1v1, wow. He's going to pick up that kill. Now he's going to go for red base. But we are seeing the switcheroo happen. Over on the other side, we see them taking control of blue base. So we're going to see both teams really moving from base to base, especially when there's two players called out Ace and his teammate were called out that they were capturing Elevate's stronghold. So what does Elevate do? They just make the switch happen and capture the other base.
That's right. Now Hines able to pick up the double kill despite the fact that his team is now losing on the scoreboard. He's going to hang out around Red Nest to see if he can make something happen, but eventually he will get taken down. Actually, that's by Naded, who had the scatter shot in hand. So now over to Naded. You might recognize him from the Halo World Championship Finals. Also got that fan-voted MVP award. Let's go to Straight Sick, who's working together with a teammate bottom middle to grab that kill now. 24-7 is the score. So Optic off to a good start in game number 1. We'll see if they can play it out, though. We've seen a few times where they haven't been able to close out these matches. But now over to Randa.
One player down from Optic. This is the chance for Elevate to make a push here. I think that makes 2 down for Optic, and Elevate gets ground pound.
Wow.
Randa gets ground pounded by Naded. So Naded doing a nice job at locking down that bottom pick control and not letting Elevate make a move down there. And they're going to get the 3 cap now. And all players from Elevate were spawning over by Red Base, and at Turbine, Naded's going to be taken down.
That's a juke from Hines there, using that thrust. And despite all this, Optic Gaming is still in quite a lead now. 39-7 is the score, and we haven't seen Elevate able to bounce back. So now over to, it looks like Ace did fall, so instead we'll go to Straight Sick, who's in Turbine. Now putting in some great auto fire against Swift Kill, who's hanging out around bottom middle, forces him down, but seeing players spawning around here, Blue Yard and Tower, tries to get out of there, but not able to do so. So over to teammate Naded, who's teeing up ground pounds and being all sorts of sneaky. Might even pick up this kill on Random. He's able to. What shots? Somehow not getting shot at all, but looks like finally that will be traded. So both kills will go down. Taking a look at how many are dead. 3 dead here for Elevate. Take a look at it. 3 red X's on your screen.
Look,
so Optic is going
the
to
spawns over there at Tower right now. Sorry to cut you off, but they are playing this perfectly. They have all 3 cap. They forced Elevate to spawn at Tower. Unfortunately, you see Straight Sick get taken down, and I mean, this is really where Optic cannot give up a kill. They don't want to be that first death. This is going back into the first death thing.
Right.
They don't want to die first. Let Elevate put themselves into a bad position and overextend, and then take them out.
That's right. Gets a good base defense on Pit. He's going to reset that, so they will maintain this massive lead, 67-7. Now going to try to stay alive. I love what I'm seeing from Naded, right? He's just all over the map. He flies back to the window. He's going to get this base reset once again. Take a look at this. This is how you control this game type. I mean, he's playing fantastic. They don't know he's there. Take a look at this, but might get the juke. No, actually answers it back with a juke of his own. So now over to Hines, who's bottom middle and jumping up here, was about to capture Pit, but instead tries to push actually towards Ace and going to pick up that kill. So heads up play from Hines.
Overshield is coming up. It did pop. Hines is going to be able to get this, and now it looks like Elevate is going to hopefully turn this around by using this overshield to capture the Pit. Yes, they do, and now they're getting some more points on the board, but wow, not sure what happened there. That was a nuke.
It was Maniac throwing, I believe, 2, maybe even more frags and or other grenades into bottom middle, totally melting Hines' overshield. So then drops down and also gets control of the Pit once again. A fantastic play from Maniac. Now over to the Knock side. He's been a force throughout this tournament, so we'll spend some time on his screen, as now also trying to get Pit once again. Looks like still now they will gain control of bottom middle. And it looks like now they're scoring once again. But take a look at the score in the bottom right. It's 16-81. They need to put on quite a show to rally back here. Can he get this defense? Yes, gets the defense as well. Who is that that's about to drop in there? Looks like that is going to be Maniac. So now over to him with the SMG.
The Knock side has been so impressive in these past few series that we've been watching him. He has been constantly making huge plays for his team. Picking up a big double kill there with the plasma pistol, really using the weapons on the map to his advantage. You'll see players that don't pick up those weapons, but Denoxide is definitely a main slayer for this squad who just kills everything. I think we're going to be seeing a lot more from this guy. Even if they make it, or even if they don't make it, Denoxide just seems to be a powerhouse for this Elevate squad.
That's right. Now off the spawn with Naded. Look at this, 93-19. Optic is making a very, very quick game type of Empire Strongholds. Typically, we don't see the scoreline advancing just this quickly, but it's now 96-19, only a few points away. And I tell you what, if Naded's able to drop here and get this defense, they're all going to drop and try to get the Pit defense. Yes, they get it. So Hines is not going to be able to do much here. 99, they only need one more point. Yes, indeed. Optic Gaming will close out game number 1, 100-19. Here you go, your 4 Optic Spartans on the screen, and we'll pull up the scoreboard as well. Denoxide on the other side, once again leading the game in kills with 16, but it was not enough as the other side. It was Optic, Ace with 14, Straight Sick with 15, and Maniac with 13. Naded rounding out the roster with 9 kills, however 4 secures leading the game. Let's walk us through the highlights.
All right, we saw Elevate kind of struggle at the start of the match, getting control of that bottom middle hill. And they did gain control of it at one point throughout the middle of the match, but they weren't able to hold it for that long. You see they have control right now of that bottom middle pit, but 2 were taken down. They ended up losing control, and then Optic Gaming just ended up closing it out. But, you know, I think Denoxide is definitely playing extremely well for his team. I think maybe the guys on Elevate could be a bit tired. I mean, even the guys on Optic Gaming, they're just
everyone's got to be tired.
They're fresh and they're tired. I mean, they're fresh. They rested up. Elevate is coming off a decently long series up against a tough Liquid squad.
Yeah.
So, but Denoxide definitely showing no signs of slowing up, and Optic Gaming just showing that they are definitely here to win this LCQ and solidify their spot in the Pro League.
Yeah, they had 119 commanding victory. Several times they had total control, and then for the rest of the match, they really just rode that 2 stronghold wave all the way home. Elevate not really putting up any points on the board late in the game. Nated and crew, I got to tell you, they look good. We're going to be ready to get into game number 2 in just a bit, and that game type is actually going to be Plaza Slayer. So we've seen this a few times. As we were saying earlier, Plaza Slayer can play very different from Plaza Stronghold, so we're going to be ready to get into game number 2 in just a moment. But if you're just joining us, you're watching the last match of not only the day, but also of HCS Pro League qualification. This is the inaugural qualification for the Pro League. Finding the top 8 teams in North America is no easy task. However, one of these last 2 squads will advance. It's Optic and Elevate, and right now Optic leads 1-0.
We started with 16 teams. 1 team has already made it into Pro League. We are down to the last 2, Optic and Elevate.
Yep.
So, game number 2, Elevate definitely needs to step it up. Optic looks very strong. Plaza Slayer, it's going to be a lot about controlling that railgun and the camo. You've got to make plays happen. You've got to be on top of that. We saw Ace play here, had a huge play on Plaza Slayer earlier, picking up a big double kill and then solidifying the camo and going off to get a couple more kills.
Yep.
I wonder if they're going to have that same strategy going up against Elevate. You know, I think going into this next match, I'd want to hop on board with Ace again to see if he does that same
I believe
move.
that was the Plaza Strongholds, though, when he did that. I believe it was a Plaza Strongholds matchup, so it might be a different strategy because they flew out, right?
Yes,
they
you're
flew
right.
out towards Nest Stronghold. So
my memory does not serve me right
but
in that sense, but yes.
Yeah, but I mean, so we'll have to see if they make that play for the Nest area. Of course, Sniper is still spawning there, so they're still going to want to, of course, get their hands on that weapon to see if they can push in. But that is the question. Camo, of course, going to play a big role as well whenever playing on Plaza. But you know, the rest of Optic Gaming, I think they look really good, and we really didn't even state it. Maniac's nuke of bottom middle, making sure that he grenaded, I think it was Swift Kill maybe, who had that overshield bottom middle, but maybe it might have been Hines as well. But we do have this match ready, so we're joining in right now. It's going to be game number 2. But Ace, Straitzik, and Nated, they look pretty darn good. On the other side, though, Elevate has looked strong all weekend long. They are coming, like you said, off of a tough loss against Liquid, so they might be demoralized and tired. However, this is it, right?
There's no excuses, honestly.
They need to put everything on the line here.
You got to go in here, and this is it.
That's right. Swiftkill, Randa, Hines, and Denoxide making up that Elevate roster. We're going to go ahead and get into the match right now. It's going to be Slayer on Plaza. We're going to be getting ready to get into the match. Players are indeed loading in. Strong side, who should we kick things off with here?
You know what? Let's kick it off with Ace. Let's see if, obviously, he's not going to be going for camo. Could be going for overshield, but I still want to see what Ace is up to at the start of this game.
All right, let's go ahead and get things ready now as we are indeed ready. You're going to start things off here with Ace as we're underway now. It looks like an early kill there going in. Looks like one of the players on Optic actually dying nearly off the respawn now as they go down 0-2 just like that. And now we got to switch over, and it looks like Hines does get traded, but they go up 4-1. So Optic already against the wall. They need to try to push out of this street and loop spawn.
And now we're on board with Nated, taking it slow. It's definitely not a bad idea, especially when you're pushing into the yard. You don't have a great sight line from there. You're kind of exposed a little bit, but he's waiting for his teammates. They're able to take down Swiftkill, who kind of overextended into the yard, and this ends up being a very good play for these guys. They're able to take down Denoxide and get another kill on top of that, taking down Hines. Now only down by 3. 7-4. That was a great play by Nated, taking it as slow as he needed to.
That's right. Now Nated is going to back down a bit. We'll go ahead and show you exactly where the players are. He's got a few players pushing in on him, though, so he'll need to be very careful. Might have a player also coming up over this ledge. Looks like that's not the case, so we'll go back to third person to show you exactly what's playing out here. And it looks like they're getting ready to push here, so Nated might be jumping up and trying to get the stabilized jump, but he can't do it there.
Time.
Third time is indeed the charm, but it looks like Denoxide is still right there and being a pain in his side as he's trying to push up. Looks like he has several teammates here, not aware that SwiftKill might be just around the corner, but luckily for him, neither was SwiftKill at the time. And now looks like he does have a teammate pushing in, tries to queue up the ground pound for a second, but Naded not able to connect the dots in the same way that he was in game number 1.
Naded definitely getting a lot of players weak, but none of those players are being able to be finished off by anyone on his team. StraightSick definitely trying to clean up this kill. Does get some help from Ace, so solid teamwork there from Ace, who's able to pick up a double kill. Now they've got to get some control. Ace does have the Hydra.
Be able to do anything with this Hydra. Going to use this glass vantage point. He has teammates all spawning right here, right and around yard, so he's going to have to be careful up here at glass. Does have the Hydra in hand. Looks like those shots are locking. They're not going to connect though, so he has to pause just for a moment, and grenades are coming in. He's still in danger. Denoxide is likely going to be chasing, and finally he goes down to a Randa Spartan charge. So now over to Randa, who does have some help as well.
Elevate really just cut off all angles for him to be able to escape from the loop, but Randa's going to pick up Overshield.
No! But it's Naded who says no with the back whack.
He's
Perfect
got a
teamwork.
thing for assassinating people with Overshield.
He absolutely does. He does not want you to have Obi, and he made it sure that was not the case here as well. This is game number 2. Plaza Slayer, Optic Gaming going up against Elevate for the final Pro League spot. Score is 17-17 now as these two are knotted up. Naded trying to win this battle will go over to him. He tries to stay alive bottom middle here and might also make a jump up to Nest. Looks like he's going to wait for the sniper rifle to respawn. We'll show you exactly what's going on here. He has a teammate, excuse me, an opponent right above him. That's going to be Randa.
Naded just playing it slow, doing what he needs to do, and I like this play by him. He's just, he didn't need to overextend. He just stayed alive. Now he's getting some help from his teammates, but he is going to be taken down.
Yep, now over to SwiftKill, who's in Cafe. He's got BR in hand. He does find Maniac, though, and looks like Elevate is the crew that is now pulling away with a lead here, 24-19, which is a sizable lead at the midpoint game in a Plaza Slayer, especially when you're looking at two teams that are so evenly matched. So we're going to wait to see exactly how their opponents, Optic Gaming, push out of the base. Going to show you right now as he's going to try to make maybe this move. Looks like no, he's instead going to find Naded up here and exchanges some shots, lays a grenade into yard as well, but Denoxide will actually fall, so kills now being traded as Optic Maniac is trying to make a push. SwiftKill wants to stay alive here. It would be a shame if he was taken down. Of course, they would lose that angle. Gets a lot of help, and it looks like Naded will be taken down. Killing spree here for SwiftKill. So he's actually doing quite a bit of damage right here from this area, bottom middle, you know, right around entrance to Cafe.
Has the sniper rifle. If you want to hop on board with Heinz,
excellent
check
call.
out, see what he's doing over here. He's waiting for a player to just try and make his way over to the yard. And definitely, the Cafe is definitely an excellent place to keep the sniper rifle. You have a lot of sight lines, but not only do you have a lot of sight lines, you have a lot of cover. There's a lot of escape routes. You don't need to worry about getting trapped or anything. But also, Overshield is coming up unless a player has already acquired it.
I was going to say Heinz needs to be careful because there's a hungry Maniac who was chasing in. Looks like yes, that sniper rifle did still have ammo left, so he looks away just before he would have. That is the beauty of spectator mode. We know exactly when they would have seen a player, but oftentimes we're actually surprised because they know exactly where their opponent is. So take a look at this. This is exactly where our opponents are in glass. He hits one body shot on SwiftKill. That will likely be cleaned up if I had to guess, unless Optic plays this nice and slow. They're still down by a few, so they really need to use this sniper rifle to their advantage. And he's getting pushed from all sorts of angles. Unfortunately for Optic, so is Naded, so they need to be very careful now. We'll see what's happening with Naded, who's trying to stay alive against Heinz here in the yard. Heinz might win this. Yes, Heinz wins. So now 36-27. Elevate is absolutely answering back here. They have all sorts of control of the map as well as the scoreboard. Here's where all four players right now of Optic Gaming are pushing out. They're about to find each other, though, and looks like Heinz knew that Naded was right around that corner. Makes quick work of him as well. 39-29 is the score.
Yeah, now Heinz up on the sneaky, getting some great sight lines from the top of the map and getting a push over on StraightSick. Huge kill from Heinz, trying to stay alive, but he's going to be taken down by Naded. Elevate definitely in the right spots at the right time, cutting off all angles for Optic Gaming, and also on top of that, forcing their team to spawn on opposite parts of the map, so they're not allowing their team to come together and be able to make any any moves on the map.
That's right. So now it looks like Randa is actually trying to make some plays. 2 players of Elevate trying to make something happen here over at the Optic Gaming Nest as they currently reside there. Randa is lifting up on Naded, and Randa might win this. No! Naded says no. That sniper rifle is ready. Let's see who's going to get it, and I think it is indeed going to be Naded if he can stay alive against Denoxide. Trying to push Denoxide and the Hydra back, but eventually gets taken down by, I'm not even sure what, maybe a teammate Nade, because the Hydra kill doesn't really make sense in my head. But we'll go over to Ace, who just has the sniper rifle. 35-46. Optic needs to try to put something together to climb back, but not going to be easy when you have pushes like that from Swiftkill. Let's see exactly how those battles emerge. No one's going to grab sniper rifle just yet, so we'll go over to Naded, who's pushing bottom middle on Heinz.
Naded looking to pick up a kill over here at bottom lift, but he's not going to be able to do so. He does have overshield though, so he can take his time on this player and not rush or force a kill here. But spotting the sniper player is going to take it slow, wait for a teammate to spawn up, and then make a push. We are at 37-49, and looks like Elevate is going to be closing this out here any second here.
Yep, and here you go. Naded, as you see, drop it down there, 38-49. Extends it by just a bit, but on the Elevate side, we're going to have to see exactly who is going to close this out. 41-49, and looks like Rand is going to be pushing through, and now we're going to go ahead and go over to him. They're all right here in the yard, so they're desperately going to try to push out and take down one of these members of Optic Gaming. He does have help from Heinz as well. Going to lay down the Hydra shots on Ace, but they do not connect. Now as Brett, that's Naded there looking at your screen, still not getting anything with the Hydra, and still they cannot close the game out. They have a 7-kill lead here, and looks like this. Look, Optic Gaming is now pushing in, but they might be able to take down Naded. Not just yet. Yes, indeed. Swiftkill skips a grenade off the ground to take down Naded, and Elevate will answer back. 50-43 is the score, and for the first time, we see the Elevate Spartans decked in blue as the victorious squad. Looking at the scoreboard here, 50-43, Elevate really pulled away right around the early part of the match and never looked back. Key performances there from both Heinz and Randa, both of them going 14 and 10. And then on the other side, players going just about even for the most part. Maniac there leading his squad, 12 and 11.
Solid gameplay out of Elevate, definitely turning this series around here, but let's take a quick look at the replays.
That's right. Now, as you see, Ace was doing some damage there all the way up, dropping down to Taxi, and this was a big overshield grab for Randa, but this is when Naded laid down the back whack. Perfect teamwork there from the Optic Gaming side, but it really wasn't enough. But we were all tied up here, Strongside, and this is exactly when Elevate started to pull away. That's what we talked about, the 24-19 mark. That's where it became quite comfortable, and they were able to turn that lead into a much stronger lead by the end of the game. As you see, they're now an 11 kill. It's now an 11-kill game at this point in the match. Naded winning battles like that over there, but I do believe he was eventually taken down by Denoxide. Here's the final push. You see Randa lays down shots at Naded, and boom, that grenade comes down.
It slowly looked like Optic was going to make a comeback. I started thinking, no way, there's
not in yard
not
like
possible.
that, right? Not in. I mean, they were pushing loop and glass into like yard and street, which is not really a push you want to even make. They didn't really have much of a choice, and I think their opponents knew that. So you had the Elevate side just kind of waiting to see which Optic player might push in, and Elevate able to easily turn that into a win. You know, if it was maybe like a 48, I'd give it to you, but it would be quite an incredible accomplishment to come back from at the 49 mark. But I'm going to go ahead and get ready for the next game as well. These players are going to be jumping in. So as you see, Elevate has tied the series 1-1. Lots more Halo left yet. The next team to win the next team to win 3 games will close it out here. Getting ready to go into the next game as well. I'm going to go ahead and take a look once again. Sounds like the game just started, so we're going to jump in just a bit. If we could pull up that series layout one more time, Strongside, we'll talk about the matches in the rest of this series. As I said, we do have quite a bit of Halo left.
Yeah, we've got COLISEUM CTF coming up next. And we've seen this game type played a handful of times. I believe Elevate has already played this, and we saw them keep a lot of pressure on the team that I believe, was it Liquid? And then Liquid ended up coming back and beating them, even though Elevate was able to be up 1-0 in the series and then just getting overthrown towards the end of the match. So I think if Elevate can focus on getting those flags and not just being aggressive, keeping the other team in their base constantly, then we'll see Elevate be able to capitalize on this game type and make sure you're just running the flag the safe way. Don't force it to the side where you don't need to. Wherever the safest route is for that situation, just try to be taking your time with that flag run.
That's exactly it, and they're going to need to get ready for not only that, but of course Eden Strongholds, Slayer on the rig, Fathom CTF, and lastly Truth Slayer, should we dare go to a game number 7. But it looks like the players are indeed ready, so we're going to get ready to jump into Coliseum CTF. Is going to be your game number 3, still anyone's series here. I don't think we've seen Optic lose a Coliseum CTF or maybe even a Coliseum game type yet. There may be one exception in this bracket, but I know they won earlier 3-1 in the game that we didn't get to see here on the mainstream, and then we did see them dominate in Coliseum CTF. Once again, at the PAX East qualifier, we saw them play Coliseum really well, so would not be surprised if they brought that same intensity here in this CTF Coliseum match.
All right, let's hop on board with Denoxide again. He definitely did some things at the start of the match last time here on this match, making his way up to Rockets, and Hines was able to get the double kill over on the opposing team's side. So let's see if they can reiterate that again.
Oh, no.
And oh my gosh, naded. The moves, the jukes, he's just breaking ankles constantly in this game. I mean, that's his signature move, is just break ankles. Press the button, the break ankles button.
You can map it now to your Xbox One controller thanks to the new program of controls. You can just put break ankles on X, thankfully. But Naded's skill, quite incredible there. Denoxide will eventually take down Ace, so we'll go back over to him. Looks like he's going to get a double kill against Maniac, and his teammate Randa is trying to still make some waves in the fountain. Both flags, though, are going to go reset back. Let's take a look at the respawns. You see picks up there the headshot on Optic Maniac, so we'll go back to first person because it looks like he might be getting ready for quite a show with this sniper rifle. It looks like might have scattered his teammate, so might have to reset forward just a bit. But here comes a flag run, and I'm not sure if they know about Ace that is right there. We have Straight Sig pushing back across the flag and desperately trying to stay alive, but he is weak and needs to be very careful. That's going to be Ace who jumps up and gets that stop. Now pushing in, going to go even further into the enemy's base.
Yeah, definitely a great play by Ace. Unfortunate for Randa, he did have the scatter and the sniper. He wasn't able to capitalize with those two weapons. Was in need of finding a player, but he just wasn't looking at the right spots at the right time. It seemed like wherever he was looking, Optic Gaming was just a second behind where he was looking. So never able to spot anyone with that sniper and be taken down with grenades. But now it looks like Optic Gaming, if they're going to be able to pick up another kill here, they could potentially get a flag run started. That's going to be 2 down. Make that 3 down for Elevate. Last player is all the way by Elbow, and actually, sorry, the last player is running that flag at Elbow, and now we're seeing Elevate kind of get a little bit of a counter flag, while Optic Gaming looked like they were going to have an easy flag cap.
Yes, indeed. So it looks like that flag is being ready to be ran all the way to the back of the base. We'll see if they can get this return. Now is going to be dropping down. Looks like flag is not yet away, and looks like no touch. No, I spoke too soon, so we're going to have to go ahead to the other side. We'll go back here now with Straight Stick, and yes, indeed, they do cap. Optic Gaming goes up 1-0.
Now Ace looking to acquire the Rockets. Hopefully he can get over to the snipe side of the map with these. Definitely the hot spot with the Rockets, but he's going to be taken down. We're going to need to see Optic Gaming definitely keep control and stay aggressive, but we don't want to see them play too defensive and allow Elevate to kind of take control and trap them in their base. Optic Maniac looking to make his way over here. Does not know there's a player crouching here. Is he going to be able to pick up the kill? Yes, he's got it. At least he gets the trade. Now his teammate can hopefully pick up those Rockets.
Yep, over to Straight Stick on the Rocket side. That was indeed a good trade, but got to say, Maniac there did a really great job, because I'll have to illustrate it next time we're around the base. But I tell you what, Straight Stick being able to make the plays like that, Maniac being able to make plays like that, getting out of his flag, because, you know, it's a really bad angle when you're fighting from that, your Rocket side. You know, players are pushing in from the fountain, and they make it really easy make it really difficult to kill anyone that's coming in that way. So able to ensure that he was not in that poor position. So now over to Swift Kill, though, who gets brained by Maniac. Over to Maniac now, who's going to try to put together the pieces of this flag run.
3 down for Elevate. Last player over by the Elbow. Another one spawns on Elbow. Optic Gaming looking to solidify cap number 2. Maniac going for his classic no-scope, but in his pocket, he's got Rockets. Now those players have got to be scared, not going to be able to make a quick move to stop this flag. And it looks like Optic Gaming is going to cap flag number 2. really taking advantage and using the power weapons to capitalize on a flag cap. Maniac with another snipe, ripping Heinz face off. That's 2 down for Elevate. Now, Optic Gaming, this is their chance to swarm in. They are moving into the base. If they can pick up another kill here, they may be able to run flag number 3, but it looks like it may be too much for Maniac.
Yep.
Yes, he's going to be taken down.
Yeah, Heinz, of course, working with his team to stop that flag run, but that has become Maniac's trademark, right? Some disgusting sniping on Coliseum capture the flag as they try to stop this flag as well. You see that being ran bottom mid there by Straitzik, who's tossing it out. So it's going to be Straitzik who tries to turn the corner, and actually he does. So we'll see if he's going to be able to cap this. No, the flag is not returned. They're going to have to wait, but it looks like Nick is going to, that's going to be Maniac and naded on the flag. Backwards thrust, and Optic Gaming just like that closes it out 3-0. I mean, what speed that they win these games once again. Optic, they look too strong on Coliseum CTF. Here are the stats. Man. Certainly outslaying their opponents. It's Maniac going 13 kills there. Ace with 12. I mean, Optic Gaming on Coliseum CTF, you don't want to play against them.
Swift kill with the breadstick, almost getting the gooser. Luckily, there was no goose.
Breadstick.
Because what did you say? The goose, getting a goose, that can definitely affect your mental state moving forward in the series. But you know what? He had a kill. These guys can still turn it around. But yes, Optic Gaming looking very strong. Definitely capitalizing with the power weapons. We saw Maniac with the rocket and the sniper controlling the snipe side of the map while they ran those flags. And Optic Gaming just, they didn't let a beat up. And every chance they got, they capitalized.
That's right. Now looking at the highlights, this is when, looks like I believe, yeah, Denoxide almost got the better of Straitzik, but we saw a lot of Straitzik scatter shot play. Maniac going off with the sniper, not missing shots for a while, hitting this right. Heinz peeks out of cave. He sends them right back to the respawn screen. So look at this, drops this. They all get the return together, and then the backwards thrust. Perfect coordination there from Optic. They win the game 3-0, and they go up in the series 2-1. Eden Strongholds is going to be our next game type. Players are going to be jumping in just a moment, but Optic Gaming only 2 games away from qualification. However, Elevate could easily bounce back and win 3 of these next 4. Certainly quite a talented roster on that side as well.
Well, we've seen on Eden Strongholds, we've seen teams just come in and get complete control and really just dominate a team earlier in the tournament. So is that something that Elevate can do? Can they completely dominate all 3 strongholds and keep Optic at bay and just keep them scattered around the map, forcing their team to split spawn? We'll see if Elevate can make that happen here going into game number 4. I mean, they definitely need to make something happen. You don't want to go into game number 5 being down 3-1. That's a long road, and just when you think about it, 3-1, when you're down 2, you're like, man, we got to win 3 games. But this is going to be a big deciding factor, I think. I think this game, if Optic wins, Optic could potentially win this series 4-1. If Elevate wins this, I mean, it could almost go either way from there.
Certainly. I think this game will indeed be quite a deciding factor. Eden Strongholds, you know, not too dissimilar in terms of map layout from Empire Strongholds, but in terms of gameplay, you know, you can expect to see quite a different game with the Catwalk, Bend, and Nest Strongholds, which are those central locations. And teams now, once again, playing, I mean, this game type so quickly, right? Rotating those once again, you're going to see a lot of trip caps.
Well, when we saw Optic play Liquid earlier in the tournament, we saw Liquid get control of Rockets and Overshield so many times, and that really gave them a lot of control on this map. So if Optic wants to win, they're definitely not going to be able to play that or play this game type like they did against Liquid. And then the same goes for Elevate. They both teams have to strive to get control of Overshield, to get control of Rockets, because that makes a big swing and big turn of events happen. So it's really easy to get a player out of a stronghold when you can just shoot a rocket right into the base.
All right, especially when you have Overshield, you can kind of just push in, especially if it helped from one teammate. You can make quick work of your opponent. It looks like these players are now jumped into the game, so we're going to get ready here with our game at number 4. It's going to be Strongholds on Eden. Can't wait to jump into the gameplay. I mean, strong side. Denoxide and Elevate, I think we've seen him step it up. He's been at the top of the leaderboard almost every time we've gone to them. It feels like whenever they win, Denoxide is at the top of the leaderboard, so you could say he's a bit of an X factor, right? Every time they're on top, he's on top. But Swift Kill, Randa, and Heinz, of course, they do not want to say goodnight just yet. It's been a long day of Halo, but they are ready to go, so we are loading into the match right now. It's going to be Strongholds on Eden. Of course, the team who is able to reach 100 points will win. You can earn points by controlling 2 out of the 3 strongholds or even 3 of the strongholds Strongholds if you are so bold. So now we're going to go ahead and kick things off here on the Optic Gaming side. It's going to be straight sick here, pushing out as Optic Gaming leads the series 2-1 here. You're watching Game 4, Eden Strongholds, Optic Gaming versus Elevate in the LCQ. The top team here will be victorious and become part of the inaugural Halo Championship Series Pro League.
It's going to be 2 down for Elevate as Optic Gaming controls Nest and is about to gain control of Catwalk. Elevate does have Blue Bend. I believe Optic does have rockets. I could be wrong. I'm not sure where those rockets ended up. I hear a rocket getting fired at Straight Six, so no, Elevate does have those rockets.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and see exactly who might have those as we scroll through. It looks like, yes, it's going to be Randa who does have those right around Red Nest. So going to try to put his team on the board here by grabbing Red Nest. And looks like misses a rocket, unfortunately, on Straight Six, but might still be able to grab Red Nest. Looks like they might even be going for a total control scenario if they're able to get this. Yes, indeed, early total control from Elevate. So Optic Gaming the first to put points on the board and strike first, but it's not worth it. Not at the expense of an enemy total control. Sees a player jumping up there, takes him down. Now 10-9, they've taken the lead thanks to the trip cap.
Look at Elevate just flush over to the catwalk because they had those players spawn in the tower. Now Optic Gaming spawning over in blue attic and in blue base, but Elevate just really flushed them out over on catwalk, making sure that they did not get any control. Now we see Randa trying to fight a 2-on-1 here. He's not going to be able to win this battle, but may pick up a kill. It looks like he is going to get baited and switched. Didn't have any help from his teammates. Not much you can do there, but you know what? Denoxide, he's right there. He's ready to pick up a kill right behind you.
Interesting, the nade, tossed that nade, got hit markers, but decided to still stay in Turbine, assuming the player would have stayed and gone back towards the bend. But Denoxide actually continues to throw nades and picks up that kill as well. And Denoxide pushing in on naded again and kills him once again. That's going to be twice in a row. Now over to Ace here on Catwalk, who's trying to move towards Nest.
Looks like Elevate is going to get control of the rockets here. Ace needs to be aware that Overshield is coming up. I believe he is. He's trying to take down Hines. He's going down, but Hines right in position to pick up OS.
And looks like he's going to be ready for that OS indeed. Picks it up now. They are now down by just a bit, but they do have that Overshield and the rocket launcher. We'll see if they keep those assets diversified. It looks like that will be the case. Naded trying to push in, but the Overshield will help Hines get through that. Needs to win this battle against Straight Sick. Can he do it? Looks like that might not be the case because Straight Sick has help. No, I spoke too soon, and somehow finally Ace takes down Hines, and it looks like Optic will remain scoring. Also grabs the goodies. He's got rocket launcher in hand, pushing in on Denoxide. What a nade, but looks like Straight Sick will be the player who eventually takes down Denoxide, pushing Cat and gets the reset there.
Yeah, these players are just definitely pushing very wildly right now. Ace did have rockets, maybe could have stayed alive, but you know, he's trying to get that player out of the stronghold. So it's a tough call to say, should he have maybe played a little bit more passive there and kept those rockets, or should he have made that push and potentially could have got that kill. But Swift Kill in great position right now, just laying down a lot of cover fire here from Red Window. He's not able to help enough to get his teammate to capture that catwalk, but you know, sometimes your teammate, not Swift Kill, but your teammate needs to make the play happen when you're in a position like that. So it can go either way.
That's right. Looks like for a moment Optic Gaming players were falling out of the sky and falling victim to Swift Kill's light rifle. However, as you said, losing that player on tower did not allow them to get that catwalk conversion. So it will be reset, and Optic Gaming will remain racking up points on the board. You see Naded going up against Swift Kill. Swift Kill wins that, but now Ace and Maniac both winning respective battles. Ace will fall so over to Maniac here, who is going to make sure he keeps this defense on catwalk. He's going to get hit markers on Randa and going to play this nice and slow, but now he has the advantage. So Randa goes for the ninja. Oh my goodness, but luckily Naded was there to help save any embarrassment that might have occurred.
Maniac looking to just control catwalk here. They still need to gain control of the second one. It looks like they are going to be able to get control of the nest and catwalk as players on Elevate are spawning over by the blue side of the map. Maniac trying to stay alive, needs to stay alive here, just make himself the hardest kill possible, and that is exactly what he's doing.
That's all you need to do. Just as you were saying, Strong said, the fact that he was able to drop down and not allow the opponent to get that man advantage. Look at this, and right away he's back at catwalk, might try to get the reset, gets one melee. Let's take a look, but it looks like that will actually go to the way of Elevate. So finally they will be scoring. So over to Swiftkill, who was just on that death screen with total control. If they keep this up, they could easily rally back in the match. Despite being down right now, 29-69, they could put themselves back on the board. But just as quickly as I say that, I believe they lost Blue Ben. Let me see if that's correct. Yes, they do lose lose Blue Ben. So now it looks like Swiftkill will win that battle against Ace as well and stay alive just like that.
Great job at staying alive there. Now you see Elevate just collapsing over to Blue Ben, putting a lot of pressure over there, charging from Turbine, charging from bottom middle, and also having Swiftkill give you some cover fire from the tower side of the map. Now, Swiftkill trying to get a player out of Red Nest since players are spawning over at Red. Elevate does have Optic Gaming spawning back at Red and back at Blue right now.
That's really rough there. You see Optic with a perfect push on Nest. They're able to lock that down, and they're even going to go for the trip cap here if they can. Yes, indeed, Optic Gaming answers back with a trip cap of their own, but they do lose Blue Ben. So now over to Denoxide. They have 3 players on Elevate who are pushing out of Blue Ben who want to get control, presumably of Red Nest first is what they're going to go for, but they do not have a lot of time. Score is 78-40.
Rockets are coming up. Overshield is coming up. If Elevate wants to win, they have to get control of these two, this power up and this power weapon. If they get control of them, they can easily turn this around with a big triple kill from Denoxide, and now they are getting some time. They are spawning over in the blue attic right now. Optic Gaming 3 players over there. Denoxide.
Oh, might do some through the stairs work
maneuver.
there.
Can he do it?
Oh my gosh, Denoxide,
Big
the carpet, pulling it off like a true carpenter there with some brilliant stairs work, but not able to end. Looks like Randa also trying to get some rockets exchanged into Catwalk, but he will fall. Overshield is up though. Let's see if Randa is going to be the player to grab. It looks like no, not just yet. Now over to Randa, who needs to make a play for that, but it's going to be Optic Maniac who might grab this Overshield through the Splinter. Yes, but he manages to stay alive. A bold play indeed, just blindly passes through this beaded curtain of Splinter Grenade in an effort to grab that Overshield, and they do it. They maintain control of the Overshield, the Strongholds, and the rocket launcher. Optic Gaming is looking good, but my gosh, Optic Maniac is surrounded at the moment. Now over to Swiftkill, who's trying to win a battle against Ace. He's able to do that as well. Finally falls to Straightsig. I believe Straightsig might have camo, yes, but 92-50 in favor of Optic. They maintain control of the scoreboard.
So Optic Gaming, not only did they get Overshield and rockets, they got camo as well. So they got all those power-ups and the power weapon at the end of the game. That's pretty much not completely solidifying the win right now because Elevate is holding 2, but I mean that really helped them out to pretty much solidify closing this game out. Now Elevate trying to turn this around though. Can they turn this around? It's going to take a lot to make this happen. 2 down for Optic.
And now Ace is going to decide to go low to grab that SMG, try to push out. Hines is going to be the first player that he finds, probably picks up that kill. Yes, and might pick up Randa as well. Looks like that's not the case. He had help for a brief moment, but we'll go over to Randa, whose team is still scoring 63-94. Could Elevate put up another comeback just like we saw them do earlier today? It's certainly within the realm of possibility as Naded and Maniac are making plays though on Red Nest. Looks like Maniac will fall, Naded will fall, and then you see just now Ace as well as Maniac around Red Nest. Yes, they're scoring. Optic Gaming only needs a few more points to close out this game.
Yeah, Elevate needs to get a stronghold right now, 98-67.
And they do it.
They do it. Rockets are up. Overshield coming up. Elevate, you've got to get both right here if you want to win this game. Rockets are acquired, not sure who got them. It looks like, I believe, a player from Elevate. Is that Swiftkill?
No, and that might be too little too late. Looks like they grab Catwalk and Red Band. They're also grabbing Nest, and yes, Optic Gaming closes it out with a score of 100-71 there. Let's take a look at the stats from that match. Maniac on top there with 13 kills and 6 captures. However, leading the kill leaderboard right there is Denoxide. Once again, 23 kills. I mean, just
and Elevate, they outslayed Optic here.
It looks like by quite a margin, if my mental immediate math is anyway half decent. Denoxide and Randa combined grabbing those 33 kills as well. Ace grabbing 18 kills, but just like you said, looks like Optic simply outplaying them with the objective gameplay there.
Yeah, let's take a quick look at these replays from the match here. And like we said, we saw a lot of power weapon control from Optic Gaming. We did see Randa with the Rockets there at the start of the game, but towards the end of the game, when it really matters the most, when the game is very close and tied, that's when it's going to matter the most. But Swiftkill did have some nice control there in the red window, laying down a lot of cover fire with the light rifle, but unfortunately nothing good was able to come from that. Then Denoxide just killing everything in his sight, picking up a triple kill. This guy is a monster. I'm really telling you, bro, we're going to see a lot more from this guy because every time we're on with this guy, he is doing something insane.
Yes, I mean, Denoxide, like you said, putting on quite a show all weekend long. We were looking at the stats just now. I mean, 23 kills from him. He led the game once again. So we're getting ready to jump into the next game in just a bit. As you're looking at these last bit of highlights, that was it. They were able to grab Catwalk and Red Bend. So now you see 3 Optic names across this series layout. That means they're only 1 game away from qualifying for the HCS Pro League. The Rig Slayer could be that game type strong side. However, Elevate, a veteran roster led by Hines, of course, Swiftkill, Randa, and Denoxide joining those players. I mean, they could win these next 3. It's certainly possible. We could see it go all the way, but
can happen.
That's right. With the way that Optic's playing, they do look pretty strong. If you look at the fashion in which they've won each of their games, a pretty commanding lead each time. And I think the Rig Slayer is up right now, so we're going to go ahead and jump into that gameplay.
I think it's going to be interesting watching the Rig Slayer here. I wonder if we're going to see the faster play style happen, or are we going to see the more timid kind of passive play style happen? Because there is a lot on the line, and when there is a lot on the line, that does
slow
change.
down. Yeah,
exactly. That changes how people play the game, because they don't want to risk something. They don't want to charge in if they're not feeling safe. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. Who do you want to hop on board with, though?
You know, I think for the first moment of this match, it would only be fitting if we were to start things off there with the Optic side, and I think we have to start things off with Naded. We haven't seen enough gameplay from him, so we're going to get ready to jump into the gameplay right now. You see off the break, he's grabbing that sniper rifle and going straight to tower number 2. So they go down early, but they do have sniper rifle in hand. He did not want to let Randa get away right there. Going to check out some angles here into the back, but looks like he's not seeing anything just yet. Randa also does not want to get clipped, so we'll stay on board with Naded to see what he can do with the sniper rifle.
Definitely some slow gameplay we're seeing right here. Not a lot of pushes happening 2-2. Even though it's only 30 seconds into the game, we're definitely just seeing a very slow play style happen between these 2 teams right now.
That's right, he does. I don't know if he knows that Randa is down here in basement. We'll find out very soon. Looks like he doesn't need to. His team makes quick work of that already. There is a player that's going to be Swiftkill in Tower 2 who might try to make a play against Naded, but Naded using that back ledge quite wisely, and teammates come and help. Yes, indeed. That straight stick getting the back whack. You got to love Naded using that clamber to really put himself off the map. I mean, quite an angle.
Jumping off the map and then clambering right back on, making it so hard for that player on Elevate to even put any shots onto him. And then great teamwork from the other player on Optic Gaming, just who's right there in a heartbeat to help out Naded.
Looks like Naded was just watching to see if Randa would be here. He's getting pushed by Swiftkill, but heaven forbid, oh my gosh, gets another one, almost takes down Randa as well, who's going to try to presumably toss this sniper off the map, perhaps. No, doesn't get to, though. Interesting play,
that
because
would have been
Ace,
a great play from Randa, tossing that off.
I don't think he knew that Ace had that scatter shot. I thought that he probably thought he had a second to go for one no-scope and then jump off the map, if I had to guess. But Naded hitting that airborne snapshot with quite relative ease, putting on a show. It's now 9-7. Ace can't close, though, so it's going to be Swiftkill now who keeps his team in this match. Finds Naded, who's now teeing up a ground pound. He's going to toss off the sniper rifle there, and it's going to be, looks like, picks up another kill. That's going to be a double kill. Now tied 10-10. And you know what, Strong Side? This was slow for the first moments of this match, but that has quickly changed as these teams have now moved into some frantic gameplay.
Camo is coming up, so I'd like to get some eyes over there on a player, if we have any eyes over there, on anybody possibly going for Camo. It almost looks like nobody even is really aware that Camo is coming up. Now focus is getting diverted over to Camo now. Looks like Camo will be popping up shortly, unless it was picked up already. I don't believe it was. There it is. It is up now, up at 36. Both teams definitely battling for this right now. It is up, but Swiftkill definitely hesitant to go for it because he does not want to give up any easy kills.
But look at this, 16-11 is already the score. He's going to grab that quick Camo, and now up by 5. They're going to push in. He has the luxury of pushing into the back of the enemy's base. He's not going to appear on motion tracker, pushing in to the bunker. It looks like that kill is actually going to be cleaned up right away, so he changes his focus to the snipe and carbine side of the map.
Swiftkill playing it slow with Camo. Doesn't need to rush anything. He knows he does not have any teammates ahead of him. Looking to spot a kill here on Naded. Is he going to be able to do so? Yes, he does, but he is taken down.
I was going to say, that's not a bad trade at all there from the Naded side. We'll go over to Denox side. Looks like they're going to be up 19-13 in the back of the basement. So give you an idea of exactly what's going on here. You have several players over there in the barrel corner. So now we have Hines with the sniper rifle, I believe, and Denox side going to try to make something happen in junction. So in just a moment, we'll go, yes, indeed, over to Hines with sniper rifle. Stay on board with him. His team is up by 6, but Randa will fall. So they're going to have to slow things down just a bit. And Strong side, as you said, things are going to slow down when the sniper rifle kind of gets to a corner of the map.
Yeah, definitely. Now Hines actually back here only with one teammate. It looks like he may get taken down here by Optic Maniac.
Oh no, but actually Randa was the one that cleaned up Maniac, so a good play there. And Randa actually picks up a double kill with that stick. So now over to Straightsick, who's the only player alive in Tower 2. You saw on your screen. Take a look here where all the players are. He has a player in Tower 2. He also has, looks like, teammates over here. Oh no, excuse me, just as I say that, Naded is taken down. So he's going to try to push in here. Going to drop down for a second, but maybe make a play till Nest.
Straightsick just running all over the map. Wasn't really sure where he was going right there. I don't think he knew where anybody was. And then he's going to give up that scatter shot.
Oh my heavens, Optic Maniac back at it again with the sniper rifle, ladies and gentlemen. They're down 21-26, but if Maniac keeps up stuff like that, he'll be able to bring his team back in this. They're only down by 4 now, so look at the Optic squad all ready to push in like that.
Look at this pressure. Yes, yep. Optic just putting a lot of pressure.
He knew the spawner was coming. Let's see, will he hit the headshot? Yes, indeed. Heads up play from Maniac. He knew his teammates were telling him to watch that back spawn. Hits that headshot with ease.
Great prediction from Maniac. I mean, knowing the spawns, knowing where the open spawn is, and really predicting where that player is going to just come right out. So definitely, yeah, heads up play for Maniac. Yep. Still with the sniper, 24-27. Still, Optic is just leading, or just trailing right behind Elevate. But now Naded making a push with Camo and Plasma Caster.
Yep.
Now, I like this play, though. He doesn't want to get a little too risky. He's going to let his teammates push over from the Carbine side and then push up. Look at this. He picks up a kill, going for the double. He's going to get it. A great play by Straightsick and Naded. Straightsick came all the way around from Nest and made a push over to the Carbine. Both players looked behind them, and as that happened, Naded is right there to pick up 2 easy kills.
Look at that, and then both of his 2 more assists as well. It's now 30-28. Optic has answered back. Ladies and gentlemen, if Optic is able to close this out in a comeback win, they will advance to the HCS Pro League. They've now gained a 2-kill lead here for the first time in the match, and if they keep this up, they are sitting pretty to do just that.
Sniper is going to drop here in just a bit, and alongside Camo, Camo will be dropping. Naded trying to stay alive. Good job at staying alive because a teammate could come by and possibly pick up that kill.
I gotta say, great teamwork though from the Elevate side. Denoxide there pushing in with, I believe, Swift kills. They're able to pick that up. They might also kill Straightsick, but no, Ace and Straightsick working together as well. So now over to Randa, who's jumping up here right around Snipe platform, and we are still all tied up 33-33. Randa, yes, picks up the double kill as well with help from Ace. So now all tied up here, trying to find out where his opponents might be spawning. Maniac's going to be on Nest. Randa presumably will leave that. And turns, that's a great trade for him against Straightsick. So now over to Denoxide, all still tied up 36-36. Elevate now fighting for their life here as Denoxide picks up a double kill with the new caster. Might swap that out for the sniper rifle. Yes,
I believe Camo should be up. Camo was a little bit late. I still don't see it. Maybe it dropped. It looks like if it did, Swift Kill was able to pick it up, but Denoxide with the sniper.
Yes, indeed. I believe we just did see Swift Kill with that Camo, so we're going to be keeping an eye on that for you as well. Elevate has answered back here in quite a fashion. They're up by 3 kills here as we enter the last bit of the game. Going to go for trying some cheeky shots there with the Plasma Caster, but looks like he doesn't have the angle just right. So 40-36 is our score. 5 minutes left. A 4-kill game here. Elevate has bounced back for a second. It looked like Optic Gaming was going to be able to close it out with a comeback victory, but not so fast, says Elevate.
If there's a guy on the team that you should be giving the sniper to, it's definitely Denoxide. This guy is going to make something. No, the words were taken out of my mouth. The caster's curse. He was taken down, but they are up 45-37. It does not matter. Elevate is putting so much pressure on Optic here in the late part of this game, and Optic doesn't seem to be able to get themselves together to make a push out of the Carbine, out of the basement, in the back snipe hall. So Optic is really going to need to make something happen right now, but Elevate just looks too strong and overpowering Optic.
Yeah, look at this surround. They're getting a really good surround right now. They're in a good position as long as they don't lose individual battles like that or folk flying off the map. My gosh, it's 45-38. Now it's a 7-kill game. Optic, look how close they are together. Take a look at their, I mean, all around the yellow corner barrels. They're like so close to each other here towards the end of the game. Splinter Grenade behind Randa, so he needs to be careful as well. So back over to Randa's first person point of view, pushing in towards barrels. 47-39. Elevate looking to stay in this series, and looks like they may be able to do so. Only 3 kills to go.
Randa taking it slow. This is a very Very good move. Yeah, there could be a guy crouching around right there. Yep, straight sick. He's going to be able to pick that up. Nice little teamwork. Going to be able to pick up a big double kill, 49-39. Elevate looking strong to finish this game and take this to a game 6. Yes, Elevate closes this out 50-39. And we're going to game 6.
That's right. For a moment, it looked like Optic might be the team that answers back right around the 31 kill mark. Let's take a look at the stats. And it's Heinz making a statement, 16-7 in that game. Impressive, impressive numbers from him. Also on that same side, it's Randa going 14-9. The only player on Elevate going negative, it's Swiftkill. However, he does have the 7 assists and leads in the game. So all around, a very strong performance from the gentleman on Elevate. Like you said, we're going to a game number 6. Strongside, walk us through the highlights.
All right, we've got Nated picking up a huge headshot, going for that second one, but he hits the body. I think it must have hit the throat of Randa and not the head. But almost picking up a huge double kill. Still love that first snipe. And then Maniac ripping Denoxide's face off. And then on top of that, just predicting that spawn so well. We saw Straightsick make a perfect flank right here to allow Nated to pick up a super easy double kill. And then Nated also picking up
And this was the moment where we thought Optic was going to rally back. I mean, they had come back by so many kills there. But by the end, look at this push here. I believe he lays down the Splinter for Ace as well. Yes, indeed. And a teammate closes it out.
As Sims would say, that was a Splinter grenade to the visor.
To the visor. Optic able to take the first 3 out of the 4, excuse me, but Elevate answers back, taking the Rig Slayer. We are going to a game number 6. It's going to be Fathom CTF here, and it looks like the players are actually in the game already, so we're going to jump in right away here to this Capture the Flag match.
To finish that game off, Randa made a very clutch play. Yes, it looked like everything was in their favor, but you know what? There was no need to rush it. He decided he was going to crouch. He had a player up in top tower. He had SMG, so he made his way around the map by Tower 1, up those stairs, and just waited for his teammate to fight that guy over in the hallway. So once that happened, he just made a push, had a killer Splinter grenade to his opponent, and picked up a huge double kill. So Randa playing extremely well. We're going into Fathom CTF though, Bravo. Game number 6, who are we hopping on board with?
We're going to start things off here with Nated of Optic Gaming. We'll see if Optic can answer back here as he's pushing out immediately towards Red Treehouse.
All right, Nated making a move over to the VAT. If he can pick up this kill, this could potentially be an early flag grab for Optic Gaming if they can make some moves happen. Nated already going into the base. He's going to block this spawn. Knows a player probably spawned around the treehouse. This is going to be interesting where he takes this. You know, he's going straight through the pit, and he's got the assistance of 2 of his teammates all the way back into his base, almost untouched. But now he's got 2 players from Elevate he's got to deal with here. He's got help from his teammates, but Nated doing a great job at just staying alive. Staying alive, wait for your teammates, and then make that push. Look at that Ace cleaning up that kill, and Nated is already going to solidify cap number 1 in game number 6.
And it feels like Nated just ran that so quickly, right? He saw, he may not have known that Heinz was over in his opponent's treehouse, but decides to just take the fast route, bottom middle, and brings that in. Has the patience to stay alive on his SMG, and it pays off here for Optic Gaming as they go up now. Of course, they're only 1 game away. Can he stay on the map? Uses a ground pound as well as a stabilize to make sure he doesn't fall down into the pit of death.
That's going to be 3 down for Elevate and possibly another flag run. Takes a, oh my gosh, Nated takes a Splinter to the visor and says, you know what, I don't care, I'm going to run straight through that grenade.
And that looks like now Nade's coming in from both Swiftkill as well as Denoxide. We haven't left Nated's POV yet. He still isn't taken down, dipsy doodling and dodging those grenades as he comes up. Finally, he is taken down. I wanted to spend some time with Heinz though, because Heinz had such an amazing performance for Elevate in that last game. We're seeing him lead this team. Veteran player that you guys have been watching for years. He's finally taken down. We'll spend more time with Heinz as the day goes, as the series goes on here. If Elevate is able to hold on, they desperately want to force this game 7, but Optic Gaming off to an early lead here as Denoxide, he's going to try to control this blue tree house, but find some resistance with Nated. However, some help there from teammate Heinz is going to make it easy to lock down that part of the map, and it looks like they're going to try to go for this railgun push. And yes,
Elevate can win that battle top middle, and yes, they did. They can get control of railgun possibly, and maybe get a flag run started, but now he's going to be taken down by Ace, and instead, Optic Gaming gets control of the railgun, and Ace with a big kill on Heinz right now. 2 players down for Elevate. Ace looking to pick up a 3rd kill, cannot find him. Randon is taken down. That's 3 down for Elevate. Now 2 up, they're all spawning.
was going to say, we just saw Nated there with the camo as well, so we're going to be keeping an eye on exactly what he's up to. You can bet that he's already thinking about pushing into the enemy's base, and right now Ace is making sure there's no one behind him. They're going to be pushing in the front of the base as well. Should be an easy cleanup on Denoxide. Yes, indeed, and he wants to stay alive here. It's really important because take a look, these players are going to be pushing out, but it looks like no, instead they're going to be pushing across back to their base. Killing spree, that's going to make it easy for Ace to pick up his kill, presumably, yes, against Randa as well, a double kill. So, you know, I would have wanted to see Elevate push into their treehouse. However, instead, they pushed back to their base, and it cost them because Ace was there with the rail. Optic Gaming is going to put in their second flag, and they are one game away from making it into the HCS Pro League. Excuse me, one flag away from making it in. I mean, Optic looks strong here in Game 6.
I mean, it is just crazy. These guys fight down to the wire. They make it so hard on themselves, Bravo, down into the LCQ. They haven't won just yet, but it is looking very promising for Optic Gaming right now.
You better hope you don't jinx it. There will be a man named Hex who's very upset with you if you have jinxed their road here to Pro League, but he's able to get that kill. Ace going all the way back to his SMG and cleans up that kill. A fine play indeed to push back to your own base. Looks like not seeing any opponents here just yet, but going to make the top mid jump. Going to jump up real good, of course, being up in 13 minutes. So now back over to him, but it looks like can't push in just yet as you see the opponents pushing out all towards their VAT. He's going to try to get these kills if he's going to be able to do so.
Great push there by Elevate, though, and awesome push from both spectrums and both sides of the map. They had two players push out to their VAT and a player push into the attic, into the treehouse, excuse me, and get control of top middle. So now we may see Denoxide possibly get a flag run. They're going to have to clear out the base, though. He's got Swift Kill inside the base. Denoxide has just got to get in there and help him out.
Yeah, that's absolutely it. He didn't have an angle there. He was hoping that the player might go to porch, but the player did not go. Therefore, he was not able to get an angle. So a heads-up play from Optic, but you're still going to see Denoxide in control of this area. Of course, Elevate not out of it just yet whatsoever. Now they're going to try to push in. That's going to be 2 dead as we check the death screen. Looks like might be even 3 if he can get this kill on straight sick. Yes, indeed. The double. They might go straight down bottom middle to try to run this, but Denoxide actually pauses. Is there anyone going to run this? Looks like the answer is no. I'm not sure about that play. So back over to Denoxide. He's not going to be able to do anything here.
I don't know about that play, making it very difficult to run this flag because he's just slaying everything. He's just killing everything, but he's not getting that flag moving. That was a perfect opportunity.
Right, and I bet you if you're Optic, you're wondering how that flag didn't get ran there, but Denoxide actually went porch and tried to make something happen. He gets a kill from the grave to boot, but now over to Randa, who's going to push in for Elevate. Still over 6.5 minutes left on the clock, so plenty of time for Elevate to bounce back.
Yeah, you got to commit on those flag runs, especially when you have 2 players down and they're spawning VAT. If you're the flag runner, you have to trust your teammates that they're going to cut that route off. If you die, you know what? It's all right. You did what you needed to do for your team. Your teammates couldn't cut off that route, but Straight Sick picking up a triple kill, and now Optic moving the last flag. Straight Sick looking to block off this route of players pushing to their pit over to the BR. He notices a guy on his radar. Is he going to be able to finish this kill here? Straight Sick getting into a battle here, not going to be able to take him down. Swift kill, and that is it. Optic Gaming does it. The LCQ is theirs. This is the Optic way. There is no bad juju. I knocked on wood.
Yep.
I knocked on wood, but wow. I mean, even Elevate, they played so well, and Optic just came in so strong. Ace with 18 kills, laying down the hammer.
That is it. I mean, look at this. Yep, like you said, 18 for Ace, 12 for Straight Sick, and 7 and 8 for Nated and Maniac. They're going to close out that game with a 3-0 win. Nated bringing 2 of those flags in, and sometimes that stat category, right, doesn't necessarily mean that the player did the work. They might just bring in that last flag touch. However, with the case of Nated, his 2 flag captures were big. He had that first run, right? He wasted no time. This is Nated on your screen as well, just racking up highlights after highlight. But I love his first flag run. I love that aggression. Really caught Elevate off guard, if you ask me. He was also instrumental in that last flag, but Straight Sick's triple kill there at the end was quite a clip indeed. Made it way too easy for Nated to bring home that third flag. And it looks like here you see Ace on your screen just doing all sorts of damage with the railgun.
You know, and Elevate still has an opportunity to make their way through the Challenger League. I think what they can definitely take out from some of these game types, at least from what we saw, especially on FATHOM CTF, is definitely put a little bit more focus towards the objective. Denoxide, he is a slaying machine. I think where he lacks, though, is his objective work. We saw the one play where he could have possibly have ran that flag, and you just got to put your trust in your teammates sometimes. Yep. If you're the guy running your flag, I mean, it's all up to your teammates to protect you. You have to trust your teammates for that. So Optic is going to take that. Elevate still has an opportunity later through the Challenger League, and I think that is not the end we are going to see of Elevate, Hines, and Denoxide and the rest of the squad. But I'd love to see a lot more from the Elevate squad in the future. Optic Gaming, man, the Optic way is the LCQ. And they did it again. Wow.
That's right. I mean, I'm also going to go ahead and see if we can pull up a replay of that last flag run, because I know we were looking at Straight Sick and exactly what he was doing at the end of that match as they were trying to bring that in. We're going to go ahead and see exactly how this played out. So now we're on board here with Straight Sick. This was at the 2-0 mark. So we'll go in from here as you want to see this replay, exactly how things ended up. This was the 6:45 mark, so we'll go ahead and speed up just a bit to see this last attempt here. As you see, their flag was pulled, but we'll watch from here, Strongside, just watching the recap, because I have to say, thanks to spectator mode, we can go ahead. So this was the triple kill. We'll go back actually just a little bit, as you just what you just saw there. I was able to pick up that triple. So we'll go back just a bit to the 6:54 mark. But at this point, I mean, Optic was still having really good control of the map as well, right? I mean, and to be honest, I think Straight Sick probably didn't get enough credit from us in the booth for all the work that he did this weekend in the LCQ as well. But here he is pushing all the way back here. Looks, he finds Randa as his flag is away. I believe he picks up this kill. This is the first one that he strings together. Also wins this battle against Denoxide. And look at this. I mean, just getting all the right angles. That's a triple kill, right? So then we're going to go ahead and swing over to see exactly where his teammate was at that time. I believe that was Nated now, who's going to be staying alive here. He's going to go ahead and get that return now and move across. As you see, that flag is now being ran. So at this point, as we take a look, they have their opponents right here, Elevate, just spawning all the way right over in the back towards that vat. And Nated is going to do what he does best, right? He's going to continue this run here.
And he also has Straight Sick and Maniac both back at the base, cutting off the routes. You see both players on Elevate trying to make a stop, but look at that. Straight Sick goes down, doesn't matter. Maniac's right there. Nated's going to get the cap virtually pretty much untouched. So Optic Gaming definitely working together a lot better than what we saw previously through the tournament. So their story, I mean, is started at a low battle. They weren't playing their best, and then they were definitely climbing the hill and played a lot better towards the end of the tournament. So it's almost like they warmed up a little bit more throughout the tournament. And I think what Optic needs to work on is just being warmed up right as that tournament starts, just ready to go.
Each game and each series, right? There's a lot of teams that kind of take a while to get rolling. To be honest, Evil Geniuses, even since Halo 2 Anniversary, has been a team that loses the first game in a series and then bounces back, or they take a while to heat up in game number one, even when they're playing lower-seeded teams. So there's a few teams that play that play style, but Optic Gaming closes that game out there quite handily, and what a way to finish for them. Glad we got to show the replay once again. I felt slightly bad for my questionable third-person camera work on the Straight Sick POV, so got to break down that flag.
I think a lot of people in the stream definitely enjoyed that third-person camera work. It's nice because you're able to take in a lot more information with that third-person work, and instead of just being fixated on that first-person view.
Yeah, as a caster, right, I've always dreamed of being able to use that third person, because normally when you're locked into a first person animation previously, you really want to know who's next to them, who's alive, right? Where is the flag, who's running flag? So third person allows us to break out. Let us know your feedback. Of course, there's a lot more experimentation and work we can do, not only with third person work as casters, but of course also with observer mode and other things coming that we're going to be able to have some fun with. So hope you did enjoy the action this weekend. I think we were going to have an interview with one of the Optic guys, but I believe we're hearing that they're already offline, presumably partying and celebrating. So congrats to Optic. You've made it to the HCS Pro League. As Strongside said, the only way, the LCQ way. It's an honor to have you guys with us, as well as Team Liquid. So let's go ahead and talk about this. Is an announcement here of the first HCS Pro League matches, folks. Opening week for North America will be June 2nd at 5 p.m. Pacific. You're going to watch it right here on twitch.tv/Halo. So here are your week one matchups. It's going to be Enigma 6 facing off against Renegades. Next up on the broadcast is going to be Allegiance versus Envious. CLG will face Optic day one match 3, and then Evil Geniuses will go up against Team Liquid for the 4th match of that day. And now day number 2, it's going to be Enigma 6 versus taking on Team Envious. CLG facing Team Liquid. Allegiance facing Renegades, and EG facing Optic Gaming. Of course, we've been waiting to release this schedule until the end of the LCQ, until we had our final 8 teams, and now that we've got them, you can look forward to weekly matches of competitive Halo, of course, with the best players in North America playing each week in a season format. So excited to get that kicked off. As a reminder, that is Thursday, June 2nd, and Friday, June 3rd. All of those matches are going to be coming to you. Can't wait to watch those unfold each week, see which teams come out on top.
We got a lot of Halo action coming, and a lot of high-level action coming from these Halo teams. These teams are going to be playing a lot. We've already seen a lot of teams putting in the grind already. CLG, I think the other week there was a post on Team Beyond saying how CLG had almost more games played than 4 teams combined.
Right.
So CLG is definitely not letting up right now, and I think they're definitely going to be a great story to follow. Along with all these other teams, they have a lot of great stories to follow, and we're going to see kind of the bounce effect happen of teams kind of bouncing around and beating maybe a higher seeded team and then possibly losing to a lower seeded team. So we're going to have some great stories come from this Pro League, and we'll see if anyone can dethrone CLG, or if CLG is going to be able to keep their throne on top and not let anybody touch it.
Right, that really is the question here, as we saw an incredible day of matches. Team Liquid as well as Optic Gaming are your final 2 teams to qualify for the HCS. That's going to do it for us here live from Burbank. We hope you've enjoyed this day of Halo. Once again, a shout out to Towie as well as Snipe Down streaming from their streams all day. I'm sure there's a bunch of people that we missed who are also casting. It's been a fantastic day. Also, Team Beyond, HCS Now, HCS Live Suites, Halo Esportspedia, as well as Halo Tracker, HCS Stats, and I'm sure we're missing a few more. Thank you so much, everything you guys do, Reddit Halo as well. It's been a fantastic Sunday of competitive Halo for Strongside. My name is Bravo. Thanks for watching, and we will see you for Pro League start on June 2nd.